Ever heard of a bank heist where the robbers didn't take a single dollar? Sounds impossible, right? But in 2006, in the heart of São Paulo, Brazil, a group of criminals pulled off one of the most audacious and baffling heists in history. This wasn't just a grab-and-dash job. It was a masterpiece of engineering, patience, and deception that left the authorities and the public completely stunned. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible story of the Banco Central Vault heist. It all started 3 months before the robbery. A group of men, posing as entrepreneurs for a synthetic turf company, rented a commercial property just a few blocks away from the Banco Central. They put up a big sign, Grama Sintética, or synthetic grass, and even distributed promotional hats and shirts to the locals. To everyone in the neighborhood, they were just another startup trying to make it. They drove a company truck, they were friendly, and they worked. A lot, but their real work began after dark, hidden from plain sight. Beneath their rented house, this crew began an incredible feat of underground engineering. They started digging a tunnel. This wasn't some crude hole in the ground. It was a professionally constructed passage, almost 80 meters long, running directly beneath the city streets to the bank's vault. The tunnel was about 70 centimeters tall, reinforced with wood and plastic, and it even had its own lighting and ventilation systems. Think about the logistics. They had to remove tons of earth and rock, all without drawing any attention. They packed the dirt into bags and drove it out in their company truck, hidden under loads of grass and soil right under the noses of everyone. For 3 long months, they toiled in secret. Imagine the discipline and teamwork required. They worked in shifts, digging day and night in cramped, dark conditions. Any mistake, any loud noise could have given them away. But they were meticulous. They knew the exact layout of the city's underground infrastructure, navigating around water pipes and sewage lines. Their target was the main vault of the Banco Central, one of the most secure places in the country. Then came the weekend of August 5th, 2006. With the city quiet and the bank closed, the crew made their final push. They broke through the last layer of earth and concrete, emerging directly inside the vault. The vault floor was over 1 meter thick, made of steel-reinforced concrete, but they had the tools and the time. Once inside, they weren't met with stacks of cash ready to be bagged. They had to break into the actual cash containers, and what they found was beyond anyone's imagination. Inside the vault were 5 containers filled with used 50 real notes. These were old bills that were scheduled to be taken out of circulation. They weren't sequential, they were untraceable. The crew spent the entire weekend inside the vault, meticulously opening the containers and stuffing the cash into bags. They didn't rush, they didn't panic. It was a calm, calculated operation. By the time Monday morning rolled around and bank employees opened the vault, the robbers were long gone. What the staff discovered was a scene straight out of a Hollywood movie. A gaping hole in the floor and an empty space where an estimated 164 million Brazilian reais, equivalent to about $70 million at the time, used to be. The sheer scale of the theft was staggering. It was the biggest bank heist in Brazil's history. The police were baffled. There were no alarms triggered, no witnesses, and the robbers had seemingly vanished into thin air. The only clue they left behind was the tunnel itself, a testament to their incredible planning and execution. The investigation, dubbed Opera Cá Tupera, or Operation Mole, kicked off one of the largest manhunts in the country's history. The police began by investigating the fake company. They traced the rental agreement and the purchase of the tools, which led them to a few of the crew members. One of the first major breaks came when a car dealer reported a group of men who had paid for 10 brand new cars entirely in cash, using 50 real notes, just days after the heist. It was a rookie mistake. This led to the first few arrests, and slowly, the web began to unravel. But here's where the story takes an even darker turn. The money seemed to be cursed. Over the next few years, a string of bizarre and violent events plagued the individuals connected to the heist. One of the suspected masterminds, Luis Fernando Ribeiro, was found dead. He had been kidnapped and held for ransom. But even after his family paid millions, he was killed. This wasn't an isolated incident. Several other members of the gang met similar fates. Kidnappings, extortion, and murder became chillingly common. It seemed that escaping with the money was only the beginning of their problems. The criminal underworld, knowing who had the cash, turned on them, The FBI was eventually called in to assist the Brazilian federal police. Why? Because the sophistication of the heist suggested a level of organization that went beyond a simple gang of thieves. The tunnel, the logistics. The intelligence about the bank's layout and the untraceable bills it all pointed to something much bigger. Rumors began to circulate. Was this the work of an international crime syndicate? Perhaps a powerful domestic political faction funding their operations? The investigation revealed that the gang was a mix of career criminals from different parts of Brazil, brought together for this one spectacular job. But the true mastermind, the person who allegedly orchestrated the entire plan from the shadows, remained elusive. The police arrested dozens of people and recovered a fraction of the stolen money. But the bulk of it, and the ultimate leader, were never found. Talk about that hidden agenda. The prevailing theory among investigators is that the heist was not just for personal enrichment. The sheer amount of untraceable cash, the timing, and the precision of the operation have led many to believe that it was orchestrated to fund a major criminal organization, possibly the PCC, or First Command of the Capital, one of Brazil's most notorious prison gangs. The theory suggests they needed a massive, untraceable war chest to finance their operations, including arms trafficking and political corruption. The heist provided the perfect solution. Think about it. They didn't target new sequential bills that could be easily traced. They specifically went for old, used notes that were about to be destroyed. This shows an insider level of knowledge. Someone had to have fed them information. Who was it? Disgruntled bank employee? A corrupt official? This is one of the biggest lingering questions. The police investigated several bank employees, but no definitive link was ever proven in court. The mystery of the inside man adds another layer of intrigue to the whole affair. The legacy of the Banco Central heist is complex. On one hand, it's a story of criminal genius, a real-life Ocean's 11 that captured the public's imagination. The audacity and brilliance of the tunnel are, in a strange way, impressive. But on the other hand, it's a dark tale of greed, violence, and the far-reaching consequences of crime. Most of the people involved ended up either in jail or dead. Cursed money brought them nothing but misery. To this day, over 80% of the stolen money has never been recovered. It has likely been laundered and funneled into various illegal enterprises, disappearing back into the system it was stolen from. The full story may never be known. True masterminds might still be out there, living comfortable lives, their role in one of history's greatest heists, a closely guarded secret. The hole in the vault floor was eventually sealed, but the hole in the story remains. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes the most intricate plans are hatched in the dark, and the biggest secrets are buried deep underground. What do you guys think? Was it just a group of brilliant thieves, or was there a larger conspiracy at play? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of high-stakes crime, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible true stories. See you in the next video.